All right, good morning and happy Sunday. Hope everything is all well with you guys. So, for this Sunday morning, and it is Sunday morning, I woke up, about an hour and a half ago, wanting to cut the grass, and it was freezing temperatures here in springtime in Ohio. And I'm assuming that it's probably not a good idea to cut frozen grass. Hello, Farron, how are you? Anyway, my final thoughts on Ubuntu 18.04, since Mother Nature is being a freaking pain in my kernels, as it were. Farron is in the house. Johan B, welcome, welcome. Let me, as I'm having a spot of tea, I think that's what they say in the UK, spot of tea, right? Something like that. Let me go ahead and share the screen. I really wasn't planning on doing this early this morning, but I'm going to wait till it warms up to above freezing. Then I'll cut the grass. Man, this really sucks, this weather. Anyway, there we go. Raining, Johan, and cuppa tea. I'm having a cup of tea. Basart Mikey, hello, welcome. Is this your first time to the stream? If it is, welcome. I'm glad to have you aboard. Have another sip. I have one of those cups that says, "Please don't smoke, and I won't fart." Yeah. Anyway, cheers. I love green tea. All right, so we'll give this a few minutes, see if anybody else jumps on. This was not on the schedule, like I said, but I wanted to do this, and this will not be a full review. If you've looked at YouTube, there are a gazillion reviews, looks at Ubuntu, and the list goes on and on. Johan doesn't smoke, but you fart sometimes. Yeah, well, it's a natural thing to do. Well, I won't fart at Ubuntu 18.04. It's been pretty stable, 99%. Pretty solid. Leo 692. That's too long. I'll just call you Leo if that's okay. Hey Toss, have you ever taken a look at Quids Up Snow Track? I have. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Narwas, hello. Leo, yes, I have. It is a nice piece of software. Yes, I totally agree. So I was saying this will be a oh, Bassard. There is a custom. We have a custom on the show. Anybody new? Everybody must say hello to Bassart Mikey. So please, everybody, welcome Bassart Mikey. Welcome. Noel, hi. Nice wall there. Yeah, this is from the Ubuntu 18.04 standard wallpapers. Bassart, what do you use? And if you only use Windows, that's okay. Everybody's welcome. I still use Windows, so, and Linux. And I'll explain to you in a moment why I still use Windows. But yeah, welcome, Bassart. All right, so as I was saying, this will not be a full review. There are tons of videos out there. However, this will be a full install test. I'm running this on a Toshiba satellite, older one, dual core, 4 gigs. And it has been stable. There's a few glitches here and there. I'll talk about that in a moment. Good morning, Andrew Cooper. Andrew, yes, this is a full install test on my Toshiba. That is correct. It's the bee's knees for you. Well, it's not quite the bee's knees, but it's stable. So because it is stable, I'll give this a recommendation for beginners to try. Just keep in mind that with Ubuntu, with GNOME, you will need at least 4 gigs of RAM to make this run smoothly. And even on my machine with 4 gigs, it's not zippy. as say Peppermint, Linux Mint, Ubuntu Mate, and the list goes on. Noel, curl was unusable also. Okay. Looks Farron says cough. Okay. Okay, feel better now, Farron? There's a commute theme in software. Okay, all right. Fair enough. I'm not into much customizations, themes myself. Number one, I look for stability. For advanced users, is very buggy. I didn't find this to be that buggy. A few glitches, but Andrew, you quit Ubuntu for Linux Mint. Okay, all right, fair enough. I still have Linux Mint. Yeah. I have Linux Mint Cinnamon in my ThinkPad, and one of my ThinkPads, and even that had a glitch. Again, I'll talk about that in a moment. Wait for other people to join the stream. Means you can see the future Ubuntu theme. I want the future of Ubuntu to be bug-free, Farron. Yeah, first. Then we'll talk about themes and... But hey, somebody likes my wallpaper, so thank you. VPN kept crashing? Okay. Well, maybe wait for the 0.1 release, Noel. You know, yeah, maybe they'll work out some of the other issues. But this is a LTS long-term support release. 3 years? No. 5 years, right? I think Ubuntu Mate is 3 years. Jeez, it's so hard to keep track of all these. Sorry about that, but I think this is 5 years. Yeah. So, excuse me. I love my green tea. Arco Linux. I didn't know oil companies use Linux. Here in America, there's Arco Oil Company. Anyway. Okay, let me get to what I wanted to say here. I'll try to keep track of the chat here. Once again, thank you for joining me this morning. Alan Pope, the man, Mr. Ubuntu himself. Popey is in it. Please, everybody, say hello to Alan Pope. Welcome. Or should I wait? I have to give Alan the American greeting. 1, 2, 3. Alan, what's up? Oh, I have to wait a few minutes now. Everybody, please say hello to Alan. Alan was humble and gracious enough to join me for a podcast, live show, well, a recorded show. A couple weeks ago, we talked about Ubuntu. We all love you, Alan. Welcome to the show. That's just a silly thing I do here in the States when I say, what's up? Yeah, I don't always say that, by the way. I usually say hello, cheers, welcome. I think I scared Alan. Alan, please don't go away. Oh, my. Alan is a community advisor. No, wait. Snap advocate advisor. Yes. Right, Alan? Snap advocate consigliere. And Alan has never seen The Godfather. Okay, Alan, listen. Alan, you can't disrespect the family. You have to see at least the first Godfather. Okay? Don't make me call Sicily. You may have to leave the country. I'm just kidding. Oh, just call him Alan. Actually, call him Popey. I think his nickname is Popey, right, Alan? You're just not on Sundays. You're just some guy on the Sunday. Wait a minute. But up. I need a soundboard. Good one, Alan. Good one. Popey. Okay. So, guys, you can call him Popey. And before I forget to say hello to Martin Wimpress for me, Wimpy, for his terrific Ubuntu 18.0. I did run into an issue with 18.0 for Mate, Ubuntu Mate. I'll mention that in a moment, but nothing major. But Alan, welcome. It's great to have. I had a feeling you might jump on if I come on early enough. As I started the stream, normally Sundays in the spring and summer, I would try to cut the grass, but it was like freezing this morning. And I thought, well, it's probably not a good idea to cut frozen grass. And I have a cordless lawnmower. Anyway. Saw DL with Wimpy DL. Oh, that's Destination Linux. Yeah, okay, cool. Good morning, Kagan. Yeah, if once again, please check out my interview with Alan. I posted a couple. I posted the long version, well, fairly long, an hour. Then I posted an abridged, shorter version for about 40 some minutes. And Alan explains, hi, Lance. Alan explains everything you wanted to know about the latest Ubuntu and why Ubuntu chose GNOME. Explains everything simple, even if you are a beginner, very easy to understand. So, Popey, thank you. Ah, it's too wet there to cut the grass. Okay. All right, let me have my final spot of green tea. Alan, do they say a spot of tea in the UK, or is it just a cuppa? I don't have my webcam turned on because I didn't shower yet. I think I would cut the grass and then shower. Anyway, once again, welcome everybody to the stream. And Alan, great to have you on again. We'll have to do a follow-up interview. Um, it is a cuppa. Okay, I think Johan said cuppa also. Okay, very good. So where do they say a spot of tea? I've seen that on TV. Where do they say? I'm just curious, not to go off subject here, but where did they say a spot of tea? You have never heard a spot of tea, really? Oh yeah, I have. I mean, it's been. I don't watch as much TV as I used to. -1 there, Toss. According to Johan. Well, here it was 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't want to. I have a friend of mine. She's a retired school teacher in Florida. Lucky her. She's coming back, I think, next month. I may have to tell her, just stay down there till August, Rose. Just stay down there till I know it's going to warm up. Becky Dunn, we say Becky Dunn in Netherlands. Okay, let's move on. And Alan, feel free to jump in if I say something wrong or if I miss something with Ubuntu. Okay, so this will not be your full review. Again, you go on YouTube. There's tons of long or some long videos on this, and that's fine. A full install test on my Toshiba satellite laptop, dual core, 4 gigs of RAM. I think this originally had Vista or 7. I can't remember. Anyway, I installed this as a dual boot. Not a problem. Everything's fine in terms of the installation. One thing about the Ubuntu type distros, they have a user-friendly install process for beginners. I can tell you that this is stable, so I will always recommend any Linux distro to a beginner if it's stable, at least to try. I mean, the exceptions might be Arch, Gentoo. That might take a little bit more getting used to, but this is stable, and I didn't have any issues navigating, through this. I installed a couple extensions. Without breaking the system. I know, Alan, you had mentioned that be careful in installing extensions as they may break the system. I installed the media player indicator, the GNU menu. I may have installed one more thing out of this. I can't remember what's installed by default. Alan, if you can refresh my memory, which extension is installed by default, because I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, good morning, Tim. Yes, this is the full install, Johan. Yes. So let me get out of this here. Actually, I want to show you this. All right, this is the GNOME menu. I found this to be probably a little bit more easier for beginners. A drop-down menu, as you see here. So I think that's one of the must-have extensions for a beginner, at least. I can't really say I need that, but I did find it to be a little bit easier to use for myself. One thing I noticed with this, I mentioned it last night, or I think it was last night. I wanted to burn a music CD to play in the car. I installed Brasero because it works splendidly in Ubuntu Mate. But it froze. Brasero froze on me, and I'm not sure why. Now, I don't, you know, usually make a habit of burning CDs nowadays. But I went to burn, I think, 10 or 12 tracks, just a playlist to play in the car, and it just froze. So I didn't, yeah, Brasero did not work. But again, it's not something I use all the time, so it's not that big of a deal. What else have I noticed? I just noticed that my volume, I have a rotary volume control, stopped working. I'm not sure if it's because I plugged in my headset, probably in the sound settings. This is probably my fault, but this stopped working. So it just stays at one volume. That's one thing I did notice. And sometimes my mouse, the touchpad mouse on the laptop, sometimes freezes in Ubuntu. Sometimes. Other than that, Alan, people here watching, I haven't noticed anything. I mean, meaning that it's been stable, no surprises. It feels polished. It feels thought out. Now, I realize, it's not everybody's cup of tea, as it were, this type of operating system or this type of desktop environment. But it just works. Now, I want to say this about Ubuntu in general. When I started off with Ubuntu, 06, it was my first time. I was a Windows XP user. And I tried Ubuntu for the first time. Of course, back then it was the old GNOME 2 look, something similar to the Mate, look for today. And I thought, wow, this might change the world, meaning that for myself, Ubuntu changed my view of technology in the world in terms of that you don't have to use Windows. There are choices, and sometimes those choices may be better, maybe not. But the point was, and still is, that you have choices. And Ubuntu opened my eyes to a whole new world outside of Windows. So I have to give credit to who is it? Mark Shuttleworth, who started Canonical, I think in 2004, 05. And I know, Alan, you and I talked about the history, but yeah, around that time is when Ubuntu came into existence. I started with Ubuntu in 06. Of course, from there I went into Linux Mint, Zorn, and some others to get more comfortable. Then in 2011, Ubuntu changed the world again, meaning they went from the GNOME 2 look to Unity. So we went from mouse-centric type of operating system to keyboard-centric. And a lot of people didn't like it. Now, I don't know what the percentage was, but as a Windows user, I'll be honest, I found it somewhat amusing. But I thought to myself, again, as a Windows dual booter, Unity isn't that bad. And actually, I think this will work. And sure enough, nowadays, everybody likes keyboard-centric. Even Ubuntu Mate with the drop down with the brisk menu, you can hit the keyboard or hit the super key and search for an app. So Ubuntu was ahead of its time. So Ubuntu changed the world again, in my opinion, back in I think it was 2011. That's when also GNOME 3 came out at the same time. So here we are, 2018, the first LTS for Ubuntu featuring the GNOME Shell or GNOME 3 desktop. And it's different than Unity. It's not that much of a radical change from Unity, in my opinion. It's still not my favorite desktop. Ubuntu Mate, the Mate desktop is still. And if anything, because it feels faster, and it is fast. I mean, if we go, let me see here. Go to System Monitor. And I think this will get better as time goes on. It's 2.2 gigs. I'm just using this with Google Hangouts. I had a feeling if I ran this with OBS, it might use more RAM. So I wanted to be as fair as I could, just run this with Google Hangouts. So, I mean, 2.1 gigs is not too bad. A little bit heavy, but not too bad. The CPU usage around 40%, 30%, back and forth, something 50%. Not too bad, but it does feel heavier than, say, Linux Mint, Zorin Lite, Peppermint, MX17, Linux Mint Mate. I do have Linux Mint Cinnamon. That feels a little bit heavy also. So if this was faster, and I think it will get faster, I might want to keep this as one of my backup machines. I mean, this is my test machine here. But putting all that aside, once again, I will give Ubuntu and the developers credit. Mark Shuttleworth, if it wasn't for Ubuntu, I would not be here. And I do mean that. It was my first exposure to the world of Linux. And here I am. I installed a few. Yeah, somebody mentioned K3B. I was looking at the chat. Yeah, K3B is good. What was weird, I had an issue with Brasero Linux Mint Cinnamon. Wouldn't work. And then K3B, I installed that to burn a CD, and I had a pop-up saying, I have to convert my MP3 files to WAV files first or something. I'm like, no, I don't think so. So I fired up Ubuntu Mate, burned my music CD, no problem. I don't know what's going on. I really don't, but anyway. Looking at the chat here real quick, 16.04 was your first. 12.04 was your first. Okay. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the stream. Mid-19 coming out May. Yeah, the mid-team, they don't really follow a set schedule. They release when ready. Maybe that's better. Not really sure, but that's fine. I have Linux Mint Mate on my backup desktop, and it works. Tim, you installed Pop OS? Okay. With full disk encryption, PW flashing. I don't use Pop OS. Yeah, okay, Andrew, you mentioned K3B. Yes. Alan, what's been the feedback? If you're on the stream, what has been the feedback so far now that the LTS is officially out? People happy, not happy? Any pattern to any specific bug reports? Just out of curiosity. I do like how the Ubuntu software center works. It's nice and colorful. I still use Synaptic. But for beginners, I think this is fine. Yeah. Too early to say. Okay, fair enough. I've done clean installs. Okay. Yeah, this is it's a full install dual boot, with Windows 10. Again, I haven't noticed any issues with this in terms of stability. A few little quirks here and there, as I mentioned, but overall, and we talked about this last night on the Big Daddy Linux, it feels polished. Hi, Steve. Ubuntu 18.04 just flat out feels polished, regardless of your views of whether you like this or not. It just feels polished. And who knows what will happen 5 years from now? Will Ubuntu change the world again? Not sounding melodramatic, but Ubuntu. We often talk, what is the most popular Linux OS out there? Well, I suppose if you want to get technical, that would be Android. Look how many Android phones, tablets, right? There's, I think, a billion users of Android. If you want to get technical, I suppose that's the most popular Linux operating system out there. If we're talking on the desktop, perhaps Ubuntu. I don't have any hard numbers. But I mean, if not Ubuntu, then there's variations of Ubuntu. Yes, Alan, Android and Chrome OS. Yeah. And then us. Okay, fair enough. Us meaning Ubuntu. Yes. But think about all the variants of Ubuntu, Xubuntu, Lubuntu. Linux Mint is based off Ubuntu. Zorin. But that's good. And when you count all those variations, offshoots, Ubuntu is the most popular Linux-based operating system in the world. And that says a lot. In spite of all the changes and the setbacks, I know Unity didn't quite work out. The idea with the Ubuntu phone and convergence didn't work out. And that's okay. It's okay to take risks, because that's how we learn. Alan, are you still using Ubuntu Mate also? Tim F, Ubuntu 18.04 feels really well put together. Yes, I would have. Oh, it feels speedy? Wow. Tim F, what are your computer specs? Because it does not feel speedy to me. On this machine, to be fair, this machine's probably, I don't know, 9 years old, 10 years old, I'm not sure. Let's see. Looks like we got stable. You like Ubuntu, Jeff? Impressed with Mate 18.04? Okay, yeah. Fern was expecting to be more problems. No, I just, like I said, for a few minor glitches, no problems. Tim, if you take all the Ubuntu variants together, is beyond Mint. Well, Mint is an Ubuntu variant, right? Andrew, your first Ubuntu was a lot faster than Windows XP. Yes. Popey, you say you use Ubuntu Unity on your main laptop. KD Neon, second Ubuntu Mate on the third. I have too many laptops. Yeah, well, they make a patch for that, like a smoking patch, the Ubuntu. No, I'm just kidding. Checked out Budgie. Yeah, I checked it out also. It's not for me. One thing I noticed about Ubuntu Mate, the latest one, is some of the panel changes, panel options don't work right. And I did an in-place upgrade. I had to force the upgrade with some terminal commands. I don't normally recommend that. But anyway, I did that yesterday. I was waiting for the pop-up to show me that a new version was available. It didn't work. But Alan, going to see the Avengers film. Have fun. Alan, thank you for joining on. Everybody, please say goodbye to Alan Pope. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Mate, back to XFCE. XFCE is nice and fast. Also, don't spoil it. Farron says, Alan, don't. I'm not into these. I mean, what's next? Godzilla versus Wonder Woman? I'm getting kind of tired of it, to be honest. But whatever. Whatever. Steve going to see Avengers. Okay. Maybe no wonder my dad's having a hard time trying to sell his movie. But everybody wants to see $100 million action flicks. I don't know. Well, he's going with his son. So, yeah, you will definitely have fun, Alan, with your boy. So, yep. What was I going to say? Oh, about Ubuntu Mate. Yeah, like I said, you got 7 choices to change the panel layout. Mutiny, familiar, contemporary. Some of them don't work. I don't know if doing a fresh install would correct that, but some of the panel changes don't work for me in Ubuntu 18.04. It's not a big deal because I only use mainly one, but I did notice that. And the HUD will not work for me in Ubuntu Mate, and no panel variation. So a couple glitches there. I guess I should file a bug report. But other than that, Ubuntu Mate is solid also. And other than that, I have not noticed any performance changes between 17.10 and 18.04 as far as Ubuntu Mate goes. It feels solid before and it feels solid now. Yeah, well, Avengers. I mean, it's all this comic book stuff. I mean, the last good comic book movie I saw was probably Man of Steel. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, I'm just not into that kind of stuff. You know, I prefer movies. Tell me a good story, preferably a true story. Um, yeah, Steve, you spent 10 hours with nephew. He filmed part of his movie at your home yesterday. 10 hours. Yeah, yeah. Hollywood is a grinding movie business is a grinding business. It's not glamorous at all. When you think of the time involved, I think that's why my dad feels burned out. But hopefully he can get a sale on it soon and move on and show it to you guys. But anyway. Hey again, doing laundry and washing main vehicle. I want it to be clean when it gets new tires and alignment tomorrow. Very good. Yeah, I want to try to cut the grass if it ever freaking warms up. Let's see what the temperature is here. Still cold. It's not going to be that much warmer today. Just a high of 40 something. That's bad. That is really bad. You know, for the end of April. No fun. If you guys haven't already, check out the live stream I did Friday night. I also posted an update yesterday. I have a cousin out of Long Island, Gabriella, who's a fantastic up-and-coming singer. Beautiful voice. Check that out. I think you guys will be impressed. And I'm not just saying that because she's a cousin of mine in Long Island, but almost every one of you who comment are saying, wow, what a voice. So check that out. I think you guys will be impressed. I did not know she was a singer, to be quite honest. But check it out and let me know what you guys think. You can check out yesterday's video. I think I wrote, I found another singer or something like that. Interesting process. Yeah. Acting. 45 in Chicagoland. Yeah, it's awful, man. It is awful. Bonnie's got 11 degrees Celsius. Is that Celsius? Probably. And that's not bad. So getting back to this, don't know if I'll keep this. Again, I prefer some a little bit more speedier, although this is not bad. It's not bad. It's stable. And once again, you know, if it's stable, maybe you can learn to live with it. I don't know. Great voice, Johan. Don't like the song. Okay. Yeah, she does other songs too. She does a song by Adele, cover song, When We Were Young, I think. And she also released a single. She signed up with the local company, New York record. I think the single is called Temptation. It's like a dance club type of a song. But I just thought she nailed it with that one song that you don't like, but that's okay. I Will Always Love You. I thought she just nailed it. Beautiful voice. She has a gift. And I was happy to meet her and her sister and her dad last week. So. And those are my thoughts on Ubuntu possibly changing the world again. The one thing I don't like about the GNOME desktop environment, and by the way, I did want to show you something before I forget here. Uh, and I probably could talk about this all day. What did I want to show you? Give me 1 second. I think I took some screenshots, didn't I? Yeah. All right, so this is what came up. A welcome screen, which is pretty nice for Ubuntu. What's new in Ubuntu? Let's see. This live patch, this is new. Canonical live patch helps keep your computer secure, applying updates that would normally require restarting. So I guess this means that you don't have to restart with live patch. Let's see what else we have here. All right, this is part of the privacy issue. Ubuntu can report information that help developers improve it. This includes the computer model, software install. Okay. They are being transparent and upfront about this. Yes, send system info to Canonical. No, don't send it. I don't have a problem with this. They are upfront, nothing sneaky about it. So that was appreciative. Let's see what else. A couple more screenshots. Yeah, Johan, I do not have my webcam hooked up. I didn't. I got up early hoping to cut the grass. I didn't shower or shave or anything, so that's why. Again, this is part of the welcome screen. You're ready to go. They also have pretty good audio. Let me go back. I think I know what's going on here. Give me 1 second here. Let me go back to this. Let me go back to screen share. Sorry about that. I think I know what happened. Sorry about that. Yeah. I think you guys can see this now, right? All right. Are you guys seeing this now? Screen sharing. Sorry about that. I had to think for a second. I think I got it fixed now, right? Let me know if this is working now where you can see the screen share. But it is audio only. Yeah, I don't have the webcam set up. Is this better now? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, very good. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, but I did want to show you this because this is important. So this is part of the welcome screen. What's new with Ubuntu? Uh, all right. So this is the second screenshot, the live patch. This is for kernel updates. Hi, Ben. And not being forced to reboot. Help improve Ubuntu. Again, this is the telemetry or part of it. This is nowhere near what Windows is doing. Again, you can opt out. Transparent. Transparency is good. You're ready to go. Again, these are all part of the welcome screen. And some of the software. So overall, it worked. Now, if you wanted to go into the privacy settings manually, let's see. This is one thing I don't like about this. These shortcuts here to the top right of the panel, they're all combined. I would prefer to have these separated, but that's just my opinion. So let's go into settings. Let's see. What do I want here? Privacy. And you can set this to automatic, I believe, or manual. All right, sending reports of technical problems help us improve. Ubuntu reports are sent anonymously and are scrubbed. So if I had a few issues with this, so I think what I'll do here, sure, I'll send them some info to help them out. Why not? Why not? Location services off. I don't think I need that on. But yeah, problem reporting, sure. Bugs and stuff. I mean, really, why not? Right? And my satellite, my Toshiba is a satellite M305 in case you're interested. And here's some details here about this test machine. It's pretty old, but it works. 2.16 gigahertz. Anyway, do I have any updates? Let's try something else here. Let's go to software updater, one of my favorites. But yeah, I installed 2, 3 extensions. That's pretty much all that I needed to make this work the way I want to. Of course, I don't use this every day. Good morning, Spin. How are you? Again, if this was faster, I would probably keep it. Just feels sluggish, even at 4 gigs. But of course, with modern machines today, you'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah. So we do have some updates. Not a lot. Google Chrome, kernel updates to be removed. So overall, I think we're in good shape here. Yeah, we'll just do remind me later. All right. So once again, to recap, I think Ubuntu changed the world. For this user, Windows user, for a lot of users, it gave users a choice, a different view of technology around the world. This is back in 06 for me. I think Ubuntu changed the world again in 2011, switching from mouse-centric to keyboard-centric type of an OS with Unity, which is still being used today and liked today by a lot of users out there. And now GNOME Shell, GNOME 3 is an extension, is an evolution, a progression of Unity. So what's next after this? I'm not sure. I just wish this was a little bit faster. It is a little bit resource heavy. So if you're trying to restore or revive an older machine, like 2 gigs of RAM or something, this is probably not the one to do. It will install with 2 gigs, maybe 1 gig. No, I think you need at least 1.5. Yeah, so this will install with 2 gigs, but it's going to crawl, absolutely crawl. So yeah, so it's pretty obvious that they are feels like 29 degrees with the wind. Ugh. Ugh. Sorry. Yeah, it's clear that Ubuntu is focusing on modern machines, 64 gigabyte, 64-bit option to download, not 32-bit anymore. But there's Ubuntu, Xubuntu, and the list goes on. Yeah, Jeff, I did install the Unity session with this. I can't show you because I would have to log off and stop the stream. But I believe there's a um, there is an official extension. I'm trying to think. Exactly. Let me find it here. Extensions.gnome.org. Yeah, I don't recall have any problems upgrading Windows either. I believe there is an extension called Unite. Yeah. So this extension, Unite, is a GNOME shell extension which makes a few layout tweaks to the top panel and removes Windows Decorate to make it look like a Ubuntu Unity shell. So if you like Unity a lot, you may want to try this. I haven't installed this yet. I don't know. Check it out. Yeah, I do have the tweak tool installed. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I ran it off Firefox and not Chrome. Okay. But yeah, the tweak tool is installed. I'll show you that again. All the tweaks, I guess. I don't know. And I don't want to install a lot. You know, customizations, extensions, slow this down any more than what it is. But the tweak tool is very handy, very handy. So I installed GNOME menu and media player indicator. I think the rest of these were with like Ubuntu dock, Ubuntu app indicator. I think that was already installed. Application menu, I think it was already there. And tech designs. Hello, welcome, welcome. How are you? But yeah, the media player indicator and the GNOME menu I think is great. This is really make it a lot more user friendly in my opinion. Kind of looks like the Mate menu, Mint menu, whatever it's called. I like this. I do like the standard theme. It looks actually pretty nice. GNOME menu, yeah. Hello, Daniel. Welcome. Amazing. I think, well, yeah, anything that's stable that doesn't crash today to me is amazing, Daniel. Is this what you use? You missed the real GNOME menu? No, too. Well, that's what Ubuntu Mate is for, right? I don't know if there is a tweak tool to make this look like, well, there probably is, but I don't know if you can install the fallback, the GNOME fallback session in this to make it look like, G2 or GNOME 2. I'm not sure if that'll break it maybe, but I do have Unity session installed. I may try that Unite session. I'm not sure, but maybe, maybe not, because installing too many extensions. Yeah, there is, as Alan Pope said in the interview, and check it out if you haven't, you start messing around with third-party applications, you will break the system eventually because they haven't fully been tested. Yeah. No one's ported a GNOME menu to Mate. Okay, all right. Well, hopefully one of the seven panel options for Ubuntu Mate will work out for someone who wants that older look. I mean, it works for me, so you know. That's the downside of extension, yes. So you look at what's new, Windows Switcher, Launcher, Apps button. I mean, this is not really entirely new. Some of us are already, but for beginners, I think this is important. Applications menu, clock calendar, close. I love the buttons to the right since I am right-handed. System menu. Yeah, I wish that would change. I wanted these to be separated. Like if I want to go to sound adjustments, I mean, this is okay here, but you got to go here. I have tried Familiar, yeah. That did not work for me in my upgrade, Johan. Yeah, it gave me a panel at the top and a panel at the bottom, and it was blank. Um, anyway, test, test. I guess my input is okay. All right. Okay. But yeah, I wish these were separated. You know, Wi-Fi separated sound, battery, power, and all that. They're all combined here. I mean, it takes some getting used to. Um, let's see. But Farron mentioned a new theme. Yeah, I'm not into theming that. I think the default theme is fine. Um, LibreOffice installed by default. I think documentation is pretty good for Ubuntu. It's pretty good for Ubuntu Mate. We were joking last night. The worst documentation is on Kubuntu. And considering Kubuntu is loaded, that one needs the most. That is the one distro needs the most use of documentation. It's the worst. It's kind of weird. Um, but this is pretty good. It's always been good, as long as I can remember. Remember for standard Ubuntu. You don't like the standard team? Yeah, it's okay. Like again, I'm not into. I'm more into stability first. Um, it's playing a nice little video to get you started. Nice. Radiance is still a thing. Yes, I do know that, Farron. Yeah. It's playing some nice background music in my earpiece. It's pretty good. So yeah, documentation is awesome for Ubuntu. It always has been pretty good. Linux Mint has pretty good documentation. Why not give us some love? Farron, geez, you're into theming, aren't you? My goodness. Uh, um, anyway, but yeah, tips and tricks. Which version of GNOME? Screenshots, take a picture, what's happening. Yep. Screenshot tool works. Hit the print screen key. I think I just took another screenshot. We'll take a look here in a second, but super key. Yeah, it all works. I'll take a look at the radiance here in a second. I don't know. Yeah, so the screenshot tool, it's all automatic. It saves it in the pictures folder. So there you go. Easy. It's kind of hard on a small screen on a laptop, but let's see. What do I want? Just go to tweaks. All right, Andrew, have a good one. Themes. What were we talking about? Radiance. Let's go radiance. All right. I feel warmer already, even though it's 29 degrees outside, wind chill factor. There. I don't know. Um, how do I install that new theme? Is there a terminal command? I don't want to go searching for it, but wait, that's really bright, huh? It's in software. It's called the Commu theme. All right, give me a second here. Let me get out of this. Give me 1 second. And I'll probably wrap this up soon. I should get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry. What is it? Community theme? Will I find it through here, or do I have to do something else? Go to Synaptic. Oh, here. Is this it? Well, let's try it. Okay. Yeah, when it comes to themes, that's one nice thing about Linux. You got tons and tons of choices. But over the years, I found usually what came with the system. I look for stability first, and then what comes with the system. If it's stable, I'm cool. You know. Oh, I got to log out of the system. Oh no, I can't do that. Okay, all right. I did not know that. I need to log out. Okay, all right. Okay. Well, I'll have to show you this next time. I did not know. That's kind of annoying. Farron, should I have to log out? I should be able to choose it. Whatever. Okay. Did not know that. Looks like this is frozen anyway. I don't know. But I will check it out later. If it ever installs, it's stuck at 7%. Anyway, yeah, it should be under tweaks. I mean, what the crap, man? I mean, that's why I installed the freaking thing. Oh, my. Anyway, all right, I want to wrap this up here in a few minutes, so I'll check out that new theme later. Um, so that's my thought. That is my final thought so far. Um, on Ubuntu 18.04, stable, little slow. I still prefer Ubuntu Mate. That's simple. Files has the new sidebar. What do you mean, Farron, by the sidebar? This looks pretty standard to me. It's still stuck at 7%. I may have to reboot and try it again later. For the community theme, I don't think I will change the world, though. Johan will not change the world. That's okay. You can change the world in other ways, Johan. I did install WaterFox just to see if it worked. It works. Snap packages. That was Falcon. I think I got that to work. Anyway. Yep. Windows 10 update coming soon. Oh, joy. Which reminds me, I haven't logged into Windows 10 in 2 weeks. Yeah. Downgrade. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Windows 10 works. I will give it that. I don't care for the update process, but it works. I will give it that. I'm still using about a couple gigs, 2.3 gigs of memory. CPU usage isn't bad though. Yeah. 40%. Both cores, it's not bad. But I think this will get better with time. I really do in terms of, speed, smoothness, and stuff like that. So, but it's stable, it's polished. Check it out. Jeff says, I don't think it will change the world. Windows works. Well, think about this, Jeff. Linux is everywhere. Linux has changed, maybe not Ubuntu per se, but Linux has changed the world. It's everywhere. It's not prolific on desktops, but your car. I just bought a new washing machine with electronics. Maybe it has Linux. I don't know. But your car, tablets, phones, GPS, servers, maybe toasters, refrigerators. Linux is everywhere. So Linux has changed the world. Maybe not specifically Ubuntu, but Linux is everywhere, just not prolific on the desktop, Jeff. But yeah, in terms of desktops, yeah. But it changed my view of the world in terms of I don't have to use just Windows or Mac. So it opened my eyes as a Windows user. So my view of the world changed, at least when it came to computing. And that's what I meant. Yeah, as long as Windows works, I mean, gaming is terrific. I don't have the multimedia issues I have, that I sometimes have in Linux. I don't have that in Windows. Um, are there too many distros? Probably, Johan. Yeah, it's if these developer was if these I mean, if we were going to have a standard Linux desktop for the masses, which one? And how would you get all the developers to agree to focus on the one? If they would think of all the talents of developers out there, think of all that wonderful brain power to focus. My personal preference is Ubuntu Mate because it's easy. But imagine if all developers focused on that to make a desktop for the masses. We'd be like Windows, goodbye. Seriously. But because you got Fedora and Ubuntu and this, developers and this and that, and forking this and forking that and changing, it's a freaking zoo. The upside is it's good to have choices, um, but there's no focus on one. Yeah. So, but that being said, Ubuntu did change my view of computer technology in the world. So I think I'll stick with that. Let's check the news real quick, and then I'll wrap this up. We get probably get some lunch and maybe try and cut the grass. Yeah. Brother-in-law does everything on his phone. I guess you can say the smartphone changed the world. Yeah. Hmm. Huawei is building its own OS. Okay. Interesting. Hi, Timo. Welcome. I had fun on Friday night stream. Boy, that went over 3 hours. Of course, I was showcasing my cousin Gabriella, the singer from New York. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. 15 arrested in connection with PUBG cheating programs. That's funny. That's funny. Google doesn't stand a chance against Spotify and Apple in streaming music. I don't know. Don't know. Facebook is shrinking fake news stories because nothing else has worked. Okay. And what else we have here? Is this proof aliens lived on Mars? Sure, why not? Ancient warrior woman spotted in NASA image. Really? I know, Kagan. People got arrested for cheating in the video. That was my thought. So, I don't know, man. I guess people like to do their thing. Yeah, Tim, try joining next week. That's cool. Got my cousin singing. Check out yesterday's upload I did. My cousin from Long Island. She's got a beautiful voice. Check her out. That's like a short video. Yeah. What was I going to look at here? I lost track. Oh, yeah. Let's see if there's a warrior woman on Mars. Um, nah, that just looks like a rock formation to me. Yep. There are some interesting artifacts on Mars that make you think, but not this one. No, I don't think so. Of this, I think Ancient Aliens is coming back next month. I'm looking forward to that. I guess that does look kind of like a face, doesn't it? Wow. I don't know. I mean, there are so many unusual things on Mars. I don't know what to think anymore. But anyway, yep, one of hundreds similar artifacts found on Mars. It's definitely interesting. I will give it that. Yeah, I think this is just a rock formation. They have found like long obelisk structures, and of course the pyramids that look like pyramid. They really look like freaking pyramids. Now, what are the odds of nature doing that? I don't know. I don't know. But this, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I won't buy into this one. Um, let's see what else. Anything else? Okay. Uh, Those are my thoughts on Ubuntu to wrap this up. I'll give it a recommendation. Check it out. Make sure you have at least 4 gigs of RAM. Looks polished. It looks stable. A few bugs, nothing really major. Tested on a 4 gig, tested as a full install dual core laptop with 4 gigs of RAM. And yeah, it seems stable. So check it out. You might like it. Again, if you have an older machine with 2 gigs, this is not for you. There is no 32-bit version of this. Other than that, I think Ubuntu 18.04 looks pretty good. I think they're going to be fine for the future. Looking forward to see what else Canonical comes up for future projects. All right, last call for comments in the chat, and I'm going to have some lunch and maybe cut the grass. Any last comments in the chat? Once again, thank you for joining. If you are new to this and watching this, subscribe, like, share, support the channel if you can. How many days in this month? 30 days? Okay. All right. Nothing else then? All right. Yeah, Kagan, Tim, have a great week. I'll catch you maybe sometime during the week. I'm not sure. Um, After 2,000 videos, I'm not sure what to do with this channel from now on, to be quite honest. Yeah. Um, I got I need to do so many upgrade updates here to the office. A newer chair. I'm using a pillow now. Newer chair. Faster computer would be nice. A bigger monitor. A new modern desk. Some more better lighting. Faster internet would be cool too. Um, yeah, looking probably between 3 and 5,000. I just don't have it. Anyway, all right, guys. Be safe. Anything comes up, just shoot me an email, and we'll go from there. So thanks again. Have a great Sunday and be safe. Ciao.